Manual transmissions are simple creatures. They are reliable, they can be used and abused, and somehow they are still able to survive. If you want to make sure that your mechanic is not cashing in on all your savings, these 6 tips will ensure that your transmission will last a long time. At number 1, make sure you do not money shift. It so just happens that you might be at the stoplights and someone else in a different car is also at the stoplights, and both of you want to leave those stoplights really fast, if you know what I mean. Money shifting happens in situations exactly like this when you accidentally shift in the wrong gear. To be more specific, you will be shifting from a high gear to a much lower one, from 5th to 2nd, from 6th to 1st or 3rd, you get the idea. The result of a money shift, of a proper money shift, financially, you are sending your money straight from your bank account to your mechanic's bank account in record time. Technically, you force the engine to go well beyond its red line and risk serious damage to things like valves, pistons, connecting rods, crankshafts, timing components, clutch, flywheel. You get the idea. Almost anything and almost everything, really expensive components to repair if they fail. Do not let your engine struggle avoid engine logging. The term engine logging refers to the engine struggling to deliver sufficient power in the current gear. You can identify engine logging by the symptoms that it makes, like vibration, clonking sounds, a lack of smooth acceleration. This is an issue particularly common among van and truck drivers, who may rely on the large capacity of their engines to compensate by just pressing the accelerator instead of downshifting. Be honest with me, have you ever done it, or do you know someone that is notorious for doing this? I really want to see your stories in the comments. Maybe I will have ideas for future videos. The idea is not to focus just on the RPM. The idea is to listen to the engine and understand if it is actually struggling or not, because just the number 1200 RPM on a 3-liter diesel is completely different from 1200 on a 1-liter petrol engine. The key is understanding the vehicle's capabilities and knowing when to shift to avoid unnecessary strain. Do not slip the clutch too much. Do not hesitate when shifting. You do not want to keep the clutch pressed too much when leaving from a standstill or when changing gears. Use common sense in situations where you actually need to do it, but overall approach it strategically. For example, park the car in a way that you can exit without needing to reverse or slip the clutch too much. Avoid intersections on an uphill slope where you will need to keep the clutch to have fine vehicle control. You get the idea. Also, when shifting between gears, there's no benefit in hesitating or slipping the clutch. You just press the clutch, change the gear, release the clutch. The bad habits will lead to premature clutch wear and potential failure. Avoid them to avoid unnecessary repairs. Do not rest your leg on the clutch pedal or the hand on the shifter. It may feel comfortable to rest your foot close to the clutch pedal or even rest your hand on the clutch shifter, but these cause unnecessary wear on your vehicle components. I get it, some cars don't have that much space where to put your leg. It might be understandable, but you should pay attention to make sure that you do not do it. These types of bad habits would lead to unwanted friction, overheating, premature wear and tear of the clutch, and the same story goes for keeping the hand on the shifter. This will put constant pressure on the shift forks, the synchronizer, leading to potential damage. You may not notice it immediately, but over time, these ones will catch up with you. Don't remap your engine, or at least, if you have remapped it, feather in the power. Engine remapping can provide extra power, but don't remap your engine blindly. Always do a bit of research. Before making changes, understand the power limits of your vehicle platform. For example, if you already have a high-performance version of a car that shares the same clutch pack as the lower models, a remap might push the limits of that clutch exactly far enough to cause the failure on your vehicle without the supporting modification and the capable hardware to use that power, you will struggle to have a reliable vehicle. The most important tip here is when you're pushing your car's limits, don't abuse that power, just feed it in gradually. This will avoid catastrophic failures. This will ensure that you're able to be at that fine line between reliability and car modifications. Don't ignore manual transmission maintenance. The good news is that the manual transmission is generally not as sensitive to maintenance as automatic transmissions. Realistically, they can survive for a while without servicing, but from experience, it is still beneficial to change fluids. The first point of maintenance would be the fluid for your clutch system, because in most cases that is brake fluid. It attracts humidity, and if you change it, you increase or you improve the feel of your clutch, and also you protect your master clutch cylinder. After that, you could also go for changing the fluid in the gearbox itself, because although not extremely expensive, it will change the feel and the speed of changing gears, especially from first to second. Especially for those guys that are enjoying from time to time racing, this is a big point, a big benefit. Now, what did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. What are the things that you're doing differently? What other things should I address in future videos? Maybe you want to learn something about automatic transmissions over here, or maybe you want to look at some DPF content over there. In the meantime, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.